praying, dancing.
Right. But my list is
They can if they make
Oh.
a petition.
There's
Here he
competition for
comes.
lentils.
It's
Lentils for
happening.
president. Lentils are
Lentils
for
for
president.
president.
Lentils for president.
Oh man, where's my stun gun?
Is the microphone working?
Well, you know, I do hate this thing, but I'll use it for you guys.
Well, I was just wondering if you were
No.
working or if it was a break.
Oh man. No, I just don't trust this microphone. Even when it does work, I just feel like it's plotting against me. Good evening,
Good evening.
and welcome
Welcome.
to page 2 poetry.
Yeah.
It's brain-meltingly hot outside.
Great submission.
The town of Eugene, Oregon has recently been transported into the bowels of an ocean. Yes, an ocean of sweat. This is late spring, an inspiring and challenging time. See, I hate this. I'm not even going to use it, even if it does work.
I don't think it is.
The ink runs hot. The ideas are fresh, raw, ready to be consumed, full of nutrients, rich in self-reflection. Fiction, non-fiction, dark comedy, regular comedy, satire, romance, philosophical conundrums, rants about society, and so much more. A full garden of ideas. All of you who have made it this far, you are survivors. The sun didn't take you out. Well done. It's lovely to see all of you. This is the beginning. Summer hasn't fully unleashed its wrath yet. How many of you are Nita Cush? Oh, don't bullshit, Jeremy. You've been here since Jeremy. All right, welcome. Man, fuck yes.
Yeah.
This is becoming quite the happening event,
Happening.
you know? All right, how about first-time performers?
Woo!
All right, thank you. Fuck yeah, way to go. This is super exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing your work, all of your work. Thank you, everyone. I have a brief announcement. Tsunami Books is holding its final slam of the season. I will be performing. I want to urge as many poets and audience members as possible to show up. It'd be mighty fun to see y'all performing with me and to take over for the night.
When?
Oh, well, you gotta keep listening. Unlike this badass event, there is a door prize of $5. And you get 4 minutes at the most. That's half of what I give you guys. This event won't be judged, and everybody supposedly will win.
Yay!
I would love, once again, to see as many of us as possible. After Tsunami's slam season is over, we will likely get quite a few refugees, new poets, local ones. This will be quite the event. Normally I would say fuck competitions, but I'm going into this one with an open mind and heart and a conqueror's spirit.
Yeah.
It's not about winning, it's about enjoying their show before it disappears for a few months. Because we won't disappear.
Yeah.
And us poets, we all gotta stick together.
Yeah.
Let's take over for a night. Show the world what we have been doing here in the above ground underground. Who's with me?
Yeah. What was that date again?
Saturday.
Saturday, the 11th at 7 p.m.
Except I won't be.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I am super duper duper super excited. So many of you are so interesting. Super duper duper super duper super duper duper super excited that so many of you are so interested. All right, can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Oh, yeah.
All right, onward to the part you guys all hate. The rules! Yay! Ha ha ha! Boo! All right. Oh, man. Uh-oh, I'm projecting Kit. All right, number 2. Yeah, that's right. Fuck number 1. Number 1's dead. First is the worst. Number 2, you get 8 minutes. You don't have to use all of it. No pressure. Once the alarm goes off, you have to go off as well. Because sooner or later, we all run out of time. Number 3, absolutely no copywritten material unless you own it. You can read a friend's work or your own. I believe in all of you. You are way more brilliant than those famous fools. Fame only makes a person crazy. Number potato. Turn your cell phones off or on silent. You all know this one already, I hope. Number 10. No derogatory, hateful bullshit. No racism,
Never.
sexist, homophobic, transphobic, all that phobic shit.
No phobic.
I am certain this will never be an issue. Because if it was, well, we might have to have Coliseum night early.
Yep.
I
I thought it was moved to next month.
Oh, no, no, early.
It's on it as.
If it's early, it doesn't have to be next month. It can be any minute now. With all that said and done, I have a brand new poem for y'all. Can I get a fuck yeah?
How many people are watching us tonight?
I'll find out later.
Okay.
After these messages.
Later, about now.
When drawing a portrait at gunpoint, always start with the head. Fuck that up. You win a brand new eye socket. Show your kidnapper, even at gunpoint, or knife point, or whatever. You can keep a steady hand. The shape of the top of the head will determine whether or not you can draw proportionate cheekbones. The eyebrows must look better than the real thing. Kissing ass makes life go on another day, including as many details as possible. The background should relate to the model. Since there are guns involved, take the time to draw little roses, maybe anatomically correct skulls, or a leopard. Most terrorists are hacks. The jawline is the hard part. Lips puffy but not too big or too thin. Make them look beautiful. Something Leonardo da Vinci would envy. Focus on the art, not on the threats. Make it perfect. Use the pressure of the situation to carve diamonds. Crying is a waste. This is not the time to think about your family. This is the time to become a Zen warrior. This portrait will save your life. It will give you a rambling story in the old folks' home once the robots take over and hip-hop becomes classical music for the new age. Ignore the threats, the psychological attacks. Invent a new kind of love, less violent, passive, calm. A bull in the rodeo still has something that keeps it going. Be that bull. Go crazy. Win the lottery. Narrowly miss getting shot. The wound in the canvas in your shoulder make like a psychopath. Stuff the brush inside the narrow entrance of your clavicle. Getting over your fear of pain, improvise your blood into the detail. Make yourself famous. Go for the gold. This situation will be over soon. Your memory won't be. The offering to this maniac poet in a balaclava. Finish the picture. Give them your left or right ear. Luck brings therapy. It brings a new identity. A pretty corpse with a slit throat. The skin resembles the real thing in the best way. The ears are perfect offbeat spirals. The eyes, black holes with illuminated galaxies. It's better than the actual thing. In these stressful 3 hours, it opens something up. A new world of enlightenment and delusion. Laughing silently inside yourself, passing out on the floor, and your keeper, so happy. They let you go. Outside the abandoned Autobahn, the elevator drops 10 stories. The staircase wobbles. Your master puts a ragged, blood-soaked burlap sack on your head, ties your hands, kicks you, runs, cuts you open. The long walk home to the family, past the newsmen, a night of sleep. Wake up in the same prison, only this time it's in your head. Thank you. That's some crazy shit. I don't even know where that came from. But I have a bonus poem this week.
Yeah.
And that one, I will warn you, is going to be a lot more intense than that one was, in my opinion. Anyway, thank y'all. Jeremy, come up here.
Oh, Jeremy!
Are you working?
Do you want the microphone? It does work. All right,
All natural.
take it away.
The galaxies and the black orb of our eyes. The UFOs constantly spying on us little guys, learning how to fly. Psychopaths.
UFOs are perverts. Take it away.
I'm not a pervert.
Not you.
UFO. There's something happening. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm trying to convey it without being kind of like showing off. Because, like, how does a person comprehend what this is in a way that is relevant to everybody's senses? Because once a person starts understanding what this is, it seems like it can be confusing. Like, you can be really happy and feel like things are going great and want to express that, and yet come off as an asshole. Don't mean to be. You could be really excited and really loving, and still it doesn't come across the right way. So it seems like there's this constant balance happening. I mean, like, the redwood trees do it. They're all interconnected underneath, and yet they're touching the sky. There's a story that they actually die, like they could actually die on the ground, but they're still alive up top because the mist from the ocean they absorb that water. So it's just strange how those trees can go so high without saying anything. And here we are as human beings using our intellect to try to understand this being. Like a flower, for instance, just opens. It just explodes. It just like says, it just becomes this becoming. And it's not thinking about it. Is it thinking about it? I don't think it's thinking about it. It's just, it's just becoming this. Oh, it's got a trust. It seems like it fully has no fear or second guessing. And that's just like religious or something. And here we are, and here I am anyways, using my mind to try to figure this out. Figure what out exactly? I mean, I don't know if there's anything to figure out anymore. It seems like being is okay. It's okay to be. So this complexity that seems to be mingling, all this stuff that makes us unhappy, it needs to just go away, because I don't think it's relevant anymore. This incomprehensible moment, this stillness that is going, this whatever this is, can be divided and labeled with prejudice. This in-between of anything, sunrise and set, remembering this being divisionless, faulting you is feeling like a burden in you. These walls I create are being rained upon and flooded by this melody of being. And who can hide from this song? Recognizing difference proves existence of all. So how can this rhythmic moment, this, become lost? Where can being go, no matter how strong the walls I frame? Sky-eye perception watches, unleashes the rain. Raining here, whatever this is, this not more, not less, this showing what to do next, this surrendering to presence unto calming of subtle frustrations, asking one thing of all beings, that each being becomes this being, fragility of this being, that each being is vulnerable to all being, in a reflection of terror or beauty, or this sublime experience changing suddenly to confusion, desiring nothing more than for presence of peace again, this moment evolving from confusion to clarity, from fear to peace, from everything right to everything wrong. Then perhaps a silvering appears, and in between, uniting these extremes into harmony. And yet to perceive this synthesis clearly asks for all past to be welcomed as complete acceptance. A radical acceptance of all wrongs to become rights into this mix. So exhaustive this is that even the wrongs that happen presently must also turn into this. Leap of faith, circular way, superseding logical, asking for let go, what perception used to know, and yet to turn chaos into something akin to poetry. It's like turning dirt and rain, light and dark, into a living thing. This perhaps bridging personal and impersonal, individual, becoming one with all, and no rules, save perception always asking, how is this happening? And how does this presence become my reckoning? Ancient teachings and genius now speak of this presence, how there is no getting out or getting in to this orchestral creative of a mystical perception that just is. To get in is to get out, back and forth until the mix becomes sound. Perfect balance, every instrument in tune, whatever is happening, showing what to do. Revolutionary being, sun wolf howling in the night, heartbeats in rhythm with all these stars. And every eye looking, feeling this perception unparalleled and nothing far. Nothing close, yet here is this, feeling of being ever present in this body. I pray for this, to hum this song of creation that is. And if love be distance, and confusion over peace, may distance be perceived as no such thing. And if you sense something bad in my person, may I feel a rhythm to put your senses at ease. Because ultimately, all these differences are of the same. And understanding this feels like a sanity that cannot be explained. Yet I can do what we can do, so long as there is space of truth that goes and grows high and low, out and in, while growing nowhere. To never be uprooted again, and never was uprooted. Yeah. So, I got this crazy poem. James, how much time do I got?
Let's see.
Am I over halfway?
Yes. You have 2 minutes.
Then here it goes. This is a friend's poem. She sent this, and it's really beautiful. It goes like this. Once you, the first tipped, middle of the sky, when you gathered a mouthful of clouds and swallowed heavy the sun, dripping words down your chin like a baby, and you spoke sounds of love. To the lonely dancers of coming night, the beckoning of shadows, the skin transparent and elusive to my touch. You took me apart with your voice and the choices you made like a child's coloring book. Like a collage of faded photographs, you assembled and dismantled me. Once long ago when the sun set between your lips and mine. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Oh, wow. That was very pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, definitely. What you're talking about in the beginning, I like too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks.
What to think about, especially with, it's like, I don't know, there's a lot I do not know. Like, I don't know how to build an engine, you know. There's a lot to be discovered. That sounds heavy. Engines are very heavy. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to lift one, but like that is how you throw your back out. And if there's one thing you don't want to throw out, it's actually probably nothing. You know, throw it all out. Screw it. Start over. Start fresh. Get a new spine. Make it out of metal. Fuck it. You know, go crazy.
Not like your ex-girlfriend.
Chris, come on up here. Whoa! Hey, you're holding me. That's still the dick.
That's okay. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Stu.
Now, don't apologize to that stool. It was waiting to trip.
I feel like I should.
All right, take it away.
Okay. Thank you, James. You know how to host a show. I was thinking. Okay, here we go. This is called Do It, Punk. I won't preface it anymore. When you stop taking your vitamins, when you stop giving a fuck, when you stop communicating, it's time for a change. When you start blaming people who didn't do anything wrong for being the way that they are, you've got time for a change. When you can't leave your bed, when the world hasn't got nothing new, because you know everything's different, everything's better without you, you're out of time for a change. Oh, your life is on the line, like you might have to move out. Time to hit the streets, tough one. Time to throw the bullshit out. Time to sell all that you can. Time to give all that you can. Time to swing that pretty timepiece from summer sounding tree in full frond and let your biological clock talk down the rain stick and end your composition. Woo. This one's more fun. It's called Techno Singularity. This is utter shit, I say, that I should have to feel this way, that I should have to walk with feet, that I should have to think with meat. I want to upload to machine and become a binary being. I'd be the king of my own land, a Minecraft god. I'd rule this land. Perhaps if bored, I'd let her in, that girl that in life led to sin. But if she even dared a tweak, I'll kick and ban her to next week. And ponder then what's really real. Why not quiz match ego ideal? And punch it in to my think and take another ego drink. She'll do the same, is why I rage. If I speak first when we engage, in virtual marriage interplay, let our realms share night and day. See, I know she wants me normal like. Keep up diurnal data spikes. Early to bed, early to rise is still what's good to electronic eyes. Techno single's not all it's cracked. I think it's rather out of whack. When I, the he, encode. Oh, let's see. When I, the he, encode see that one is her and zero's me. Oh, so sad. Little binary boy. Let's see. This one's called One More, eh? You want it? Another job, we on it. It's quick. It's quick release. It's quick release 'em. The rear one too. Unwheel 'em. We amputate bikes, Mike. We chop off wheels, Neil. Fuck the moral normal. Fuck the normal moral. I've got excuses, I've got needs. I'm like the human centipede. Shit in, shit out, shit on and on. I can't help but be a con. Very well, I'll be bad. I'll be wicked. I've been had. It's too damn hot for my mercy. It's time for masked vigilante. Oh, goodness. Somebody knows who took my wheels. They're having a laugh with Mike and Neil. They're going from place to place with ease. I'm trudging grass shortcuts up to my knees. I'm searching back alleys for clues. I'm poking bums trying to snooze. Hey, where's Mike and Neil? They stole my wheels. They stole my wheels. They did. I don't know who they are, but I'm without wheels. And James, how much time does Chris have?
Chris
Well, this is the fun part. Let's do the fun part. This is degenerate. Part of a series, anything but silence. Thank you, Train. As if dogs in the park, their owners come out to watch themselves. Exist for their dogs, a kind of being there. One I'm not used to. Show me the cat makes things real. Show me the cat helps me feel itchy and lets me know that he shit in the litter box. And that litter boxes are useless. Having written this much, I feel rather compelled to go on. To continue having been a writer, to stretch, having been further into a further becoming of has been. Been there, said that. Too broke to buy the t-shirt. Too broke to notice anything but the bare essentials. This one wanted me. That one had a penis. This one showed it to me, but I demurred on several occasions. Dirty old man. Let's see. Libelous. A libelous retelling. A fictitious one, no doubt. A million little pieces of a fractal self. Oh, where's the narrative? I've lost the thought. Put pen to paper. What have I got? Not much for laurels. Oh, let me help. Laurels, 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 laurels. Here, let me prop those up. Dead men, dead women, dead boys, dead girls. Dead, dead, dead. You think I'm alone? You think this can be written off, erased? Once written, thrice written. Once in ink, twice in blood, third time in when I look at the page to see what I've done. Moi j'aime me I. Moi j'aime me I. I was told growing up that if you didn't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Thank you.
Oh man. Yes. If you don't have anything nice to say something mean and clever. So I hear you've been writing in the park again.
We're right in the park again.
Which is good. It is very good. As long as you're not there after sundown.
No.
After the bars close. That's when the weirdos, the bad weirdos come out. Yes, you're laughing now. Anyway, as far as the bike, the tire thing. So a couple days ago, Chris and I went on a crazy adventure. It was great, but then things went terribly wrong because we got back. Well, I had a weird thing happen with my phone that no one would believe. Oh, well, I mean, it was like, some creepy shit. I'll say that much.
It was creepy.
Yeah, my phone was dead, then it turned back on, and then my music turned on.
It's a ghost.
Oh, yeah, no, I got attacked. I was, like, totally pushed. It was fucking so unsettling, and Chris is like, no, it's probably just a phone thing. It was totally unsettling. It's like in this part of the bike path north. I'll tell you guys later. Come on, man. This isn't just about me and the scary shit that traumatizes me on the way home. Okay, and then this part of the bike path where there's supposedly a phantom jogger you can see on like the new moon or whatever. You see them running and then they fade away. But
Is it free?
I don't think so.
Is he wearing shorts?
Ghosts don't wear clothing anymore. It's all just part of the ghost. Anyway, let me get over this. There are poets waiting, such as you right there. See, ran out of time. Anyway, long story short, we get back to town and his bike tires are gone.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
That's rude.
It is rude. Bike tires always trying to run away with their feet. Anyway, Ryan, get up here. Get me off the stage. I'm going crazy.
I'll get you off the stage.
Crowd surf. Nah, you can't do that to me. Take it away.
So this one I wrote 10 seconds ago, 20, maybe a minute ago. This goes out to you to sign my petition.
Petition.
I am on a mission to stand on this soapbox. Sign my petition to ban stinky socks. They're polluting the environment so hippies' feet stay bare, but America stays silent, for at the TV they stare. Hearing Trump ramble on and Clinton deny, just like her husband and his sweet cherry pie. But they're all just pawns as the left stands tall while the ignorance on the right shouts, "Build the wall!" And that's all I had time to write. Most of my other stuff I write is much more shitty pop lyrics, but I'll try to get through that anyways. Let's see. I'm dreaming of things that have never been seen, like kings and queens on strings that have never ever will be seen. Wait, fuck. Good things that have been seen, like kings and queens on strings of the never ever will be green, pristine ravine chock full of caffeine. Do you want to be free? Do you want to join me, be free to see an amputee referee? He judges your scores on your GED, and he owns a few stores in the flying prairie. I'm dreaming of purple skies and cotton candy clouds, and thinking if that referee dies, will he make any sounds? Where's that go? It's getting dark, it's getting cold. See a spark of light of things untold, it's drawing me in. I can't resist, and much to my chagrin, things seem to take a twist. I'm dreaming of purple skies and cotton candy clouds, and thinking if that referee dies, that's all I got. Let's see, and I'll give you one more. Sorry, I'm normally playing guitar, but sometimes it's very difficult.
Just play your guitar.
Yeah, right? Anyone got a guitar? No. Get hot and lose your temper. Get mad and lose your mind. List experience and tenure, but that doesn't make you shine. You may think that you're better, but you're just unkind. Just try to cool your embers and just stop telling lies. You aren't everything you say you are. Go to church and be a good boy. You can't pretend you're a rock star when Sid Barrett's your only real ploy. And that's all I can remember that one.
Hey, memorization, man. And that's why I don't do theater. Also because I'm too stubborn. I'd be in a play if one of you guys wrote it. And so would Shrek.
Shrek!
Shrek the musical.
Hi, Shrek.
Yes, Shrek. No. God, time to move on. The 90s are over. Oh, man. All right. We have a brand new reader.
Woo!
Fuck yeah.
His name is Rex. Is this also your first time reading? Like, in general?
I've read.
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, now you're reading here. Fuck yeah, take it away.
Fuck yeah.
That's a story.
It's called Checkout. Huh?
You don't have to apologize.
I take it back.
apologize. I love stories.
Menninger reached deep through the strata of lint. He reached through the diaspora of broken pencil tips, pennies, and wadded tissue. Menninger rummaged through the filthy pocket, probing through his greasy fingertips for a penny. He wanted to make exact change. He hated pennies. They seemed to multiply like vermin in his pockets. Like gum on the soles of his feet running shoes, he couldn't seem to shake the filthy things. He felt something gritty like coffee grounds and wondered what evil brew would drip out if he poured hot water through the cotton pouch in his pants. What would it taste like? Would it cause blindness? The man behind the counter said, "Forget about the penny. Take a penny, leave a penny tray." Menninger told the man he had a penny yesterday and he preferred to get rid of the horrendous thing. Menninger came across a small chunk of wood and pulled it out, a broken matchstick. What the hell was that doing in his pocket? He looked down and realized he wasn't wearing his jeans, but a pair of blue Dickie work pants. Menninger didn't remember owning a pair of Dickies. He told the man behind the counter, "I'm not wearing my pants." The man smiled and said, "I hate it when that happens. Now take your gum and get the hell out of here. I've got people to serve." Menninger looked back and swore the girl behind him was an angel. Her hair was a blonde shade that glimmered. There were strands of almost white and then a streak of dark. Golden streams of sunshine ran through her hair. He told her he was very sorry to keep her waiting, and he thought he had a penny in his pocket, and in fact thought he was wearing his pants. What he meant, he told her, was that he thought he was wearing his own pants, but must have picked somebody else's pants by accident, which must explain why he had a broken matchstick, but not a penny he was sure he had just the day before. He told her he didn't smoke, so the matchstick confused him. The man behind the counter said, "Listen, bud, it's all good. Why don't you leave the lady alone and take your delusions outside the play?" The angel said, "Maybe your pants transformed into somebody else's pants." Menninger said, "I don't think that's possible." "Do you?" "Maybe," the angel said. "Once I woke up in a house I had never been in. I thought it was a dream, but it turned out the house I was in was the very same house I came home to, but it had transformed. Everything was the same as when I had gone to bed. When I woke up, but it all looked so different. It might as well have been someplace new." The guy behind the counter said, "Maybe the both of you could take your delusions outside and they can have a baby delusions and a delusional sandbox." Menninger asked the angel, "So you're talking some sort of metamorphosis?" "Yeah, maybe," the angel said, "except although it all still the same, everything was the same in my house, looked completely different." The man behind the counter said, "It's perceptual. All reality is subjective. Now, could you two please take this outside?" An elderly lady had walked into the store. She wore a Red Sox cap and a red oversized sweatshirt with white lace fringe sewn into the sleeves. The logo read, "Yankees suck." She moved efficiently and grabbed items off the shelves with a sure knowledge of the store. She stood behind them and held a package of Depends, Snickers bar, a bottle of Imodium, and a bag of cheese puffs. She said, "Could you two move on? I need to buy a pack of Coolers. I'm going to miss my show, and I'm standing here literally shitting in my pants as you see." "I don't mean to be rude, but I'm 87 years old, time is short, and life is kind of fucked. You all aren't helping." The man behind the counter said, "I'm sorry, lady. Some people's subjective reality is worse than others." "No fucking kidding," said the old lady. The man behind the counter reached for the cigarettes as the old lady placed her items on the counter. "So what you're saying," Menninger said to the angel, "is that something about you changed in such a way on the inside that everything looked different on the outside?" "Exactly," the angel said. "Is that your natural hair color, young lady?" the old lady asked. "It's really quite stunning." The angel admitted to some cosmetic tampering, but she was blonde. That part was true. "Nothing is real right now, evidently," the man behind the counter said. "Well, it's lovely," said the old lady. "Now, if you'd kindly let me buy my diapers and my coffin nails, I'd be very grateful." The angel said she didn't want to buy anything anyway. She said she wasn't even sure why she had walked into the convenience store in the first place. Menninger thanked the clerk behind the counter for the penny. "I'll pay you back," said Menninger. "Please forget about it," said the manager. "I know," said the angel. "I forgot I needed staples." The old lady said, "You should buy your bread and your milk at the grocery store. It's much cheaper unless of course, it's an emergency. Me, I can't walk that far or I start to leak." The man behind the counter said, "I think she means staples for a stapler." "Do you mean staples for a stapler, miss?" "Yes," said the angel. "I'm trying to put it all together, and I think I ran out." "You'll need more than staples, I can tell you that," said the old lady. "Please," said the man behind the counter. "You know what? Please, would you all just leave?" Menninger said, "I think these might be my brother's pants. He works at a gas station. I guess I wasn't paying much attention when I left the house." Transformations happen in strange ways," said the angel, "and there's usually a reason. And the reason is usually drug-related." "But sometimes not," said the angel. They say strange things happen, but they say strange things happen, but if strange things happen, then it's not strange, is it? I mean, if strange things didn't happen, that would be really odd. You've certainly got a point there, little missy, said the old lady. Who cares about transformations and metamorphosis, said the man behind the counter. Who cares about subjective realities, and who cares about pants you're wearing, and who gives a damn about the multiplicital meanings of the word staples? There's an old woman jonesing from mentholated smoke, shitting in her pants as we discuss the delusions of the metamorphosized. There's a young girl in need of fastening devices to put her world back together. There's a man in search of a penny in a pocket of some pants he's not even wearing. I'm trying to run a convenience store, not some group therapy for the confused and fantastic. Three customers stared at the man behind the counter as he put his head in his hands and began to sob. He said, "Nothing is as pure as what it appears to be." Manager, the angel, and the old lady watched the man behind the counter continue to cry. He lowered his hands. His whole body seemed into spasm, into a shiver. His eyes were red, his cheeks streaked from golden onslaught of tears. On a good day, the ground swirls beneath me as if I were standing on a tornado. I beg of you all, please. Thank you.
Oh man. I wish I could have given you more time.
Yeah.
Good Lord, that was badass.
Badass.
Yeah.
So are you writing a book?
This
Should.
is a short story.
I would love to have a compilation. That was amazing.
Yes.
God, really funny. Very smart. Yeah, and pennies are. I don't care much for pennies. That's why any opportunity I have them, it's like, ammo. Just throw them wherever. All right, Rob, come on up here. Yeah, you're welcome. Take it away.
The vendors like pennies, and the copper industry is all about pennies. They love pennies. It's a market for their product. If you want to save money, save nickels, because until a short time ago when commodities took a dip, the metal in a nickel was worth more than 5 cents. So you save nickels, and even if the dollar turns into toilet paper overnight, you'll still have the intrinsic value of the metal that the nickels are made out of. So that's your 1 minute of financial advice.
All right.
The first line of this piece is exactly and precisely true. The last time I ever saw Jill Hoffman, she had a syringe plunged deep into her arm. The circumstances and feelings were encircling her like dorsal fins meandering toward a bloody stain in the water. Destiny's dagger had preyed upon the vulnerability of her spirit and tickled the soft underbelly of her pain. The circumstances and feelings encircle, fate and destiny awaits. Tombstones line up like teeth in a sardonic grin, licking the clitoris of temptation, nibbling the nipples of doubt, chopping down with reckless abandon on the milky inner thigh of innocence. Like a pendulum swinging with mathematical precision, relentlessly dependable, inhumanly indifferent. Like the seasons tumbling like dancers, like the clouds ever morphing, circumstances and feelings swirl about us. Destiny's dagger can cut it any time. I stand as a survivor on the far side of a minefield, the other end of a maze. Lo, the many times I could have fallen, I am utterly convinced that I had help. I stand in amazement, looking back in good health and spirit. I just thank God I'm alive. I did this one a few months ago, but I want to do it again because I've been noticing on social media there's quite an uproar over. I haven't studied the thing; I just sort of glanced at it. But apparently, some guy got convicted of raping a woman and got off with a real life sentence. Everybody's really serious. He came out and judged, right? I'd be all for castrating such a because I'm getting tired of getting such shame surrounding my gender. But before we start castrating rapists, I think we can at least start to understand what's going on. And it has to do with the fact that the caveman with the most insatiable urge to insensitively, indiscriminately, and forcefully fuck all the fertile young females, well, guess what? He was the asshole whose DNA got passed on. This explains rape. The guys who raped were rewarded by producing more offspring. So here it is, the year's 2016. I'm an intelligent, sensitive, thoughtful fellow, but I also happen to be the great grandson of Og the Inseminator. And I can't tell you what a pain in the ass it is to be shackled to one of these fucking things. I've wished for years I could put my testicles in a safe deposit box. Come back and get them 10 years later. Oh, there you are. I finally met this delightful woman we dated for a year, and after a lot of conversation, we finally decided we're going to kick it to the next level. So I'm going to put you back. Now, closely related to Og the Inseminator is Hawk the Hunter. Hawk is just as horny and determined as Og, but Hawk is also a very skilled hunter, and he's discovered that he can get his DNA passed on to future generations by trading meat for sex. You can just imagine. So he's essentially replacing force and determination with manipulation and coercion. Imagine being the skinniest female in the cave clan, and here's Hawk standing here with a big hunk of red meat saying, meat, 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 like that. And you do a quick little mental inventory. You look around at all the different women who are boning this guy, and they all got a couple of extra pounds on you. So you know that if you're going to survive the winter or the next period of famine, you're going to have to spread your legs for this apple. You look. Okay. So while Hawk the Hunter is out hunting, Og the Inseminator is crawling in the back door of Hawk's cave, hoping to bone Hawk's woman. But meanwhile, guess who's crawling in the back door of Og's cave? And he's bringing a frumpy little bouquet of flowers and a basket of these interesting mushrooms that he found growing out of a big mastodon turd. His name is Clock the Pleaser. Clock isn't as aggressive and insensitive as Og the Inseminator, and he isn't as skilled and manipulative a hunter as Hawk the Hunter, but he's discovered that he can get his DNA to pass on to future generations by being nice to women, by being sensitive. Indeed, to some degree, Clock is crawling in the back door of Og's cave because he feels sorry for Og's woman being essentially enslaved by such a jerk as Og. Now, never before in the history of our species has a woman gotten pregnant because of semen squirting out of the tip of a man's tongue. So there has to be some explanation for the considerable percentage of men who enjoy licking a woman. When a descendant of Clock the Pleaser is kneeling down before a woman's sweetness, he feels a genuine sense of awe and reverence at the mystery of her sexuality. He also has a greater appreciation for the beauty of the female form in all of its different shapes and sizes. So men, let us understand how natural selection has shaped our behavior. Let us hurl Og the Inseminator and Hawk the Hunter into the primordial ooze pit of humanity's primitive and ugly past, and let us make Clock the Pleaser the central organizing principle for male sexual behavior from this point forward. Thank you very much.
Give me some of that.
Working.
No, man, no.
Block for president.
God,
Yep.
but I gotta say though, this country makes me fucking sick.
Jesus.
Sorry, and I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I can say that here. You know, seriously though, that dude, he needs a rubber band on his balls. You know, the guy, the rapist swimmer, needs a rubber band on his balls and some fucking 10-pound weights, in my opinion. Brutal, hardcore, whatever. I'm brutal and hardcore. That's how I think.
Yep.
I also got love in my heart. I'm seeing a doctor about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Ryan, come on up here.
So I wrote on my I wrote on napkins this week for my poems. So that's fun. All of my poems, it's kind of like I do like a set. So this set is letters I won't send. So the first one is to my cat, my childhood cat, who passed away in March, and she was very dear to me. Dear Spike, I am in constant state of missing you. I felt this way since spring, when we laid your body in the ground and covered you with roses. So still you might have been asleep. I hope in any case you are dreaming. That cat heaven is full of soft banks of grass, where the sun is always shining. That when you lap water by the river, small frogs are in your reach and free to catch and bring proudly home, and eventually release when you see your human is disinterested. I hope your paws are fully a Twitter like they were when you were with me. I buried you with a hairband because I know it was your favorite toy. And ultimately, I hope you've made peace with yourself, even when I struggle to do the same. It is difficult for me to turn the page on something that's been with me since I was 5, but I'm trying. I celebrate the memory of you when it would be easier for me to lay down and cry. No matter where you are, I'm thinking of you, and I will forever miss the warm ball of fur which settled loyally at my hip. I will forever miss your palm. I love you. Rest in peace. Love, Ryan. And then this one is to my mom. I know you're too proud to love yourself, but I wish you weren't. I wish you could see the magic you conjure when you enter the room and how the world wants to blossom for you. Don't listen to the dust which you've let collect on your psyche. You can move mountains. Your mind defies elements. My hunting knife is sharp enough to cut through the gristle around your heart, which grew like vines to protect you when the men in your life told you you were fat, stupid, childish, unworthy. I can suck out the poison if you let me. You are so beautiful. I hear your voice of reason whenever I'm lost. Mama, you are the North Star. And now I'm just realizing that gravity of that. Because of course, what do you see if you are Polaris herself? All stars reflect only darkness. Dying balls of gas in the night sky who tell you in battling cry that you are one of them. But you're not, Mama. You're the guiding light. So next time you look in the mirror and hear their daggered words cut into your mind, remember that I'm here. I love you. And you are more than the men who have hurt you. Love, Ryan. And then my last one is a letter to myself 5 years ago. So, dear Ryan, a lot has changed. For example, remember 6 months ago when you came out to your parents as a lesbian? Enjoy it. Gender will still make sense to you for a couple of more years until you abandon it completely, the way you did the mouths of boys. Seems like every year of your life so far has belonged to someone else, but that will change too. You will learn to be more than your chains, to practice the constant, challenging ritual of loving yourself, to find that the world is mostly incidentally black and white, and it's a lot more fun to say fuck it and inhabit the gray areas. Just remember to not get too cocky. The world is still filled of questions without answers. I don't think that will ever change, but you will learn to live in the ambiguity and love it. You will learn the language of maybes. No longer will the locked windows keep you safe from what's inside. Embrace it. Feed the monster with earthworms And 5 years from now, you might even be able to call that which scares and delights you friend. Prepare yourself to burn and rise from the ashes. I love you. Love, Ryan.
Oh, yes. Man. Oh, God. Men can be so mean. Humans are mean. They're mean creatures. But we're also loving creatures and confused creatures who think too much.
True.
Totally. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to be a tree trapped without thoughts? But everyone thinks they're pretty. God, though, I love those letters. Those are good. You know? Were they addressed to specific folks?
Yeah, so I kind of mentioned like the last one was for me 5 years ago, or like writing to myself 5 years ago, and then one was for my cat, and then one was for my mom.
Well, I admire your ability to reveal parts of yourself, Dots. I admire all your abilities.
Beautiful.
You're a performer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hell, I gotta put on a nice little facade. I can't let you know the real me.
But that's a groovy
Poetry
shirt.
night would never be the same. Well, I mean, my bones are showing. It is extremely painful. You know what? Hey, that's the cost of fashion. All right, we got another new poet.
Right.
His name is Nick. Oh, no. So give him a big, warm round of applause. Yeah. So, have you read live poetry before? Ah, well,
Wow.
congratulations on
Yeah.
having two chairs at the same time.
Woo.
I haven't even really written anything before.
Wow.
So, let's see what happens.
Not laughing at you.
Come, O you great famine, harshest seasons remain. The spring is past, and the seeds of my soul yet remain unsown. Frailty is the crown to stand, not a score of winters. How weary this ghost becomes on such stale reserves before its retreat. And the seeds of my soul yet remain unsown. Its potency runs thin, and there's no plot to be found. So fixed in our practices we become, through all things violent and hateful, our stream of consciousness pours through the soil a great canyon, fixing our path from all matters of discourse. A violent torrent thrusts unrelentingly without pause or consideration for one's greatest resolve in a world absent of reason. My own sails suddenly catch a swell of wind, and from the perpetuating forces, I'm thrown to the heavens and find myself clung to a stray limb, perched on a cloud far above the canyon and the earth. And what was once so seemingly a tumultuous and tempestuous chaos is now revealed to be a most artful diagram crafted by the most unbecoming and justifiable sanity. My senses become stilled by fortune's leaves, textures ravenous, crags, and most elegant escarpment to the horizon's end. The most terrifying spectacle ever beheld. It is a sight enough to blind the eyes, and yet bring eyes to the blind. I see such beautiful creatures below, frantic, busy bodies unconscionably in perfect unison, harmoniously gliding, predetermined with such dexterity through the cracks in the earth. And to my faithful limb do I still cling, abandoning such dreadful prospects below. In doing so, I have abandoned my vessel. And so the seeds of my soul remain unsown. Embodied by this clay fixture, once so yielding and fluid, has now baked and hardened to a most ungratifying mold. And like a featureless piece of the puzzle, I remain without the proper contours to match the graceful crevices in the earth I yearn for. Oh, how I yearn for the heroes and the foes alike, to be among them and the enviable parts they play beneath my cloud. The fathers and sons, mothers, daughters, farmers, cultivators, preachers, philosophers, believers, atheists, masters, slaves, wardens, prisoners, murderers, murdered, rapists, raped, rich, poor, wise and ignorant, the good, the evil conquering good, and the good conquering evil. Clashing where the fissures meet, invigorating new terrors, powerful before their glorious journey. Their artful sails on embellished vessels are useless before the harbors that await them, yet vital to all their roles they play. Ignorance serving only to contrast the wise, as does the dullest umbers to pigments of heavenly reds and golds, the most sensible composition ever conceived, the absence of which is most felt deep in my heart. That's the only one I got to, so someone could go longer.
No, everyone gets the same amount of time. That was beautiful. So you just recently got into writing then? Nick,
What's that?
you just recently got into writing?
Well, yeah.
Well, keep writing.
Okay.
Keep on writing. That was really good. And a nice presentation, you know? I love performing. I don't know what I'd do without it, you know? Earlier, before the show, I was saying that, you know, I'd walk here on broken legs if I had to. I'd look pretty ridiculous, but I'd still, and it hurt, but I'd still do it. You know, I understand this is not just about me, it's about all of you. That, and I also, you know, I'm kind of a conqueror. I gotta, you know, this is home base.
Thank you, James.
I got my little citadel. Yes, the castle.
Look at all my people.
Okay. All right. See, I'm perfectly normal. I'm perfectly normal. Now come up on stage, Andrew Gonzalez. How the fuck are you?
Normality is a sin.
I like your shirt.
Oh, here we go.
My shirt. Man. The shirt's like so
Take it
nice.
away.
Yeah, but I won.
Got him more in the loss though.
So the word character in English goes back to making the stamp on a coin etymologically. It's like boom, impact, there it is. That's the character of the thing. And we often use it in reference to like moral fiber, having good character, being an ethical person, but it's also funny how we use this word. There are cartoon characters, and the whole point of cartoon characters is that they're not exactly sane. They're the Looney Tunes, the crazy cartoon. And that's what makes it funny. This lack of sanity, this chaos, makes the whole thing humorous. In reference to a story, you could refer to a character in a story. You could ask yourself, what would it mean to be a character in someone's story? What would that change about how I looked at the world? Like, what makes a story happen? The only thing that makes a story happen is conflict.
Oh, good story.
A good story moves towards some conflict
And climax.
and climax.
Or
And all the adventures that happen all through stories, like they're all connected to subtle conflicts. So anything in the world that causes us conflicts, I think we should accept it. We should love the friction in the story. We should fall in love with those darker aspects of living. Because if you cut that off, if you say no to this whole vast realm of your own psyche, that does something. Sometimes they use the word repression. To repress it makes it worse. So come out with your blunt self. You don't need to hide anything. And who cares if there is conflict? I think you just take it and it moves you forward. And then after another beginning, another ending, and another beginning, and another
Yeah, whenever I watch a movie and it doesn't have any conflict in it, I'm like, yeah, this is artistic, but I'm also fucking bored. I'm like, yeah, this looks nice and all, but like looks not. It's just like I don't care what you're trying to teach me, movie. Come on, I want some action, man. There's a guy with an eye patch with a shotgun breaking into a house. Come on, what's going on here? Yeah, explode. No, that's not. You know, it's like yes, explode. This movie is called Explosions.
Are you talking about the Expendables?
Coming this June. In a city with lots of people who don't matter because there's only one main character. One man has to do what no other man can do.
Don't forget the comic sidekick.
And the comic sidekick we all get attached to.
Don't forget the obligatory sex scene and the heterosexual subplot
And the kidnapping!
We just want movies.
But they're not cars anymore because all the cars were banned. They all ride on tricycles. Explosions 2017 coming this June. All right, Andy, come on up here. How you guys doing? Right. It's not much larger since last.
Yeah, I know. You know, she grows all the time.
Well, I mean, I know it was big last time, but it just keeps getting bigger, man. I'm real proud.
So, I've been thinking about this week. Really, I think it's about choices. Choices bring us to where we are. There's always a choice, regardless of how much it might seem that there isn't. And it's easy sometimes to maybe even feel powerless in the face of things that we cannot control. But we have a choice, even in that, and that choice is to choose how we react when it comes around. And yeah. So I've been reflecting a lot on my choices past couple weeks, and I know that always seems like I've got just kind of some philosophical spiraling for you when I receive you. But yeah, you know, I fractured a rib a couple weeks ago, and that was tough.
Oh man.
And, you know, just been dealing with a lot of stuff for sure, but it's all the result of my choices, which is important to recognize, and I own it all. And I've never been one to kind of dwell, you know, on the choices that I've made, and I recognize that I'm here, and that like I wouldn't change anything. You know? So feeling good about that. And so now, my friends, you have a choice. So I've got a couple of songs in mind, but neither of them you've heard, and they're both mine.
And so your choice is between something that I wrote quite a bit a long time ago. Well, not super long. It's still in Oregon. And something new. So the choice is up to you.
Novelty.
Okay, all right. We can do that. That's good. You've made the choice now. So it's not.
It's all your fault.
So if you hate
It's
it,
all our
it's not up to me. So this one doesn't have like a name yet. In fact, I didn't even know I wrote it until I was like filtering through some SoundCloud stuff. So, but yeah, it's maybe about choice. It's maybe more about let things being what they are. All we are, falling stars, and all we are, to the ocean, all we are, to the wind back, to the wind now, all we are, returning. I got many things to do, gotta live it right, gotta be honest, all it is, important, even when it doesn't seem right, the lessons there, for sure, all we are is falling stars, and all we are is the music, all we are, returning to the ocean, to the wind, got one life, can't not wait. We got one life to be. Moving on, we got all things changed, and the choices, we got all this thing, gotta live it right. Know all we are is falling stars, and all we are, to the ocean, now we are, got the windfall, and all we are, returning. I've got a secret, don't share much, but I guess if it's coming. Now I think that I'm not good enough for most times, though. But I'm doing anyhow, 'cause all we are is falling stars, and all we are, returning to the ocean, and all we are, to the windfall, we are, returning home. Doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, as long as you're doing it. Your expression is a perfect expression of the universe, never to be repeated, never to be emulated. We are all learning. We are all making choices. We are all living this day, doing what we can do, the deed we need to be. If it were up to me, just be perfect, like it is. all we are is falling stars, and all we are is subject to the windfall. And all we are is turning home. It's turning home. Oh, it's turning home. It's turning home.
Oh man, always beautiful. Oh, and like I say every week, I still want. I don't know. I hope you can do
Oh,
some
it's coming.
sometime soon.
It's coming, don't worry.
You know, you have a nice voice. You got nice chord progressions, good lyrics. You know, I like that we have this little musical.
Yeah.
These little musical interludes on occasion. You know, who says music can't be poetry?
Yeah.
Hey, fucking idiot. That's who. Ha! All right, cat. Come on. Oh, cool. There's gonna be a fifth Shrek movie. That's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna not go see it though.
All right, so it is the
Take it
end
away.
of the term for me. I have my last final today.
Yay!
And so I'm out for the summer. So I'm really excited about that. But I took a philosophy course this term. It was called the Philosophy of Love and Sex. And I like sex, so I took this course.
Yeah.
But I ended up falling in love with the actual philosophical aspect. And I had this moment in the last 5 minutes of my lecture where I actually just started bawling because I realized that I loved this class so much and I just wanted it to keep going and keep discussing. And it helped me through a lot this term. It's been kind of rough. I got sick. I've had relationship issues. And so it's just really nice to have the class. And so I'm going to take more with that teacher. But I'm going to read some things that I wrote throughout the term. So this was at the beginning of the term. At night, our bodies settle. What we eat digests, our nails grow, the processes we go through throughout the day reset. The house we live in settles. This is what I say when I hear my stomach bubbles and my body adjusts to being a body. When my heart rate lowers and my chest no longer heaves with the weight of the day, I let my house settle. So that was, wrote that when I had insomnia, what I had on it. So, and this one is, I like this one. It's a little longer. I'm very self-conscious. Will they notice that the left side of my face is slightly higher than my right? Will they like me once they actually know me? Am I coming on too strong? Am I not coming on strong enough? I'm so wrapped up in the subjective experience of the other subjects in my life that I'm unable to fully experience my own subjective self. I get distraught at the idea of what ideas they have about me, but I cease to even be me. I become an image of their own ideas of me. At this point, I've been living so objectively, I've completely forgotten what it means to simply be. Simply be the subject. I'm the driving force of my own story. Simply be. If I repeat it enough, it'll be true, right? I've been so focused on the perception of others of me that me only exists to be subjugated by those who I view as merely objectives. I want them to like me, but how can they like me when I don't like me? And I don't like me because I don't know me. I'm me because of how they've defined me. So in order to become comfortable with myself, become comfortable with myself, I have to relinquish my need to be liked by them. To abandon the thought that I can only be me if I'm defined by another's experience of me, and finally work towards being myself in my own story. So I'm realizing, I feel like life is really cyclical. Everything that we do, we encounter the same situations over and over again, and we learn from those experiences. And I try and incorporate, that cyclical nature of life into what I write. So this one is called "Flip the Bottom Lock." Flip the bottom lock, he said, as I left his house for the first time. I slept only 2 hours that night because we didn't fall asleep until 4. He woke me up at 6 with a heart on, asking if I wanted to partake in round 2. I walked behind him. He had his left hand in his pocket and the right hand holding his keys. His hair stuck out in all directions, and the slight curl made him look like a mushroom. Bounced with every step. We got biscuits and gravy. Flip the bottom lock, he bellowed from the other room. I'd spent the night in his bed again, but this was the first time I'd made the journey to his one-room apartment on my own. I knocked over a painting he'd done in my rush to leave, a mediocre optical illusion that was supposed to be a rose in the forefront of a sunset and a wispy-looking girl all at the same time. She looked nothing like me, voluptuous pink lips and thin blonde hair, her skin tanner, yellower than mine, her nose thinner, her face not quite as brown. The only similarity I could find was in the clear blue eyes we both possess. Her face void of emotion, while mine always transparent. Maybe she's an ex, or a girl who just clung to his mind like a key to mine. Flip the bottom lock, he whispered in my ear as I embraced him before leaving. A soft kiss landing on my cheek when I began to pull away. He opened last night, told me about the girls he'd been with, the girl who'd had a miscarriage, the girl he saw in Orlando who ditched him and called him an asshole, the girl from the ward who had an off-again, on-again boyfriend and he was her rebound. He told me about how he has a hard time trusting and honesty is the most important thing to him. The whole time I'm nervous and living a lie and he has no idea the person I truly am. I hope he never realizes. If I live this lie long enough, it'll become my life and no longer a farce. He's an asshole, but I fabricate who I am. This time he flipped the bottom lock. I'm late for work. He won't look at me. Yesterday he kissed my cheek when I left, and now he won't look at me. Said too much. He knows. I hope he can forgive, but it's clear he can't. He drives me to my car without a word, not even a goodbye, not even a you're welcome when I thank him. I hardly remember my night. My head is throbbing. I fucked up. I actually liked him, and I fucked up. I miss him, but I fucked up. I got locked out.
All right, we got 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay, I have one more. This is actually based off of a snippet from The Second Sex by Simone Beauvoir. I kind of fell in love with her. So this is kind of my take on what I read. Often, love is described as losing oneself. You lose yourself in a lover's eyes, in the way they move their hands when they talk. You lose your virginity, the way you look on with adoration, even idolization. You lose yourself, your oneness. No longer have a face, a name, an identity, almost like a meshing of souls. Almost. You no longer exist. You're just a unit. One no longer feels their own individual sense of who they are. They get pet names like Brangelina, Demier, and Spidey. The world of individuality is long gone when one enters the world of loving, because love is apparently the end-all, be-all. It is expected you will be together constantly. It is expected you put your partner on a pedestal. They always come first. It is expected you give up any personal longing or carnality to focus solely on the soul of another person. Even in unions, your partner is no longer an individual. You're a person, and there's something to be idled. A demigod to live through. You lose yourself. No longer a person to those around you. No longer a person to your partner. The verb definition of love is to dote on, to idolize, or to worship. I Googled that.
Wow.
Love is a cult that has sucked us in. And in our current society, to love is to give yourself up. A new definition of love is in order. What it should be, I can't quite put my finger on, but the current thinking on it is unsatisfactory at best. It can't merely be a feeling, but it can't just be physical. Love is abound, but I don't want to have to give myself up to experience it.
Yeah.
Oh man, though, I like that cult of love. It is a cult.
It is. That is what it is.
They have the best Kool-Aid though.
It's the purple kind.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
You can drink it over and over.
It is.
Oh yeah, you can drink it over and over. Well, once.
And over.
Gosh, though.
Even after it goes.
Oh man, there's funny names though. Why do we always give like celebrities really stupid
Oh,
nicknames? Brangelina.
I actually had to Google those. I was like sitting on the computer. I was like, celebrity combination name.
I'm no longer gonna call them that. I'm gonna call them Brangelina.
Oh.
Brangelina. Yeah, it sounds like a Ninja Turtles bad guy. No, that'd be Krang. Jelena.
No, it sounds like Dragon Ball Z.
Nah, that's just Rule 34. But anyway, Amy, come on up here.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to put him back.
Oh no, it's okay. He'll just show up again anyway. Amy, take it away.
I will. So I'm affected by the current events this week, but I can't go there. And yeah, you guys have heard me rant enough. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones that wait for consent, for the ones who had the shit beat out of them but don't pass that on, for the ones skipping eating ribs and watching The Fight to practice piano alone in a small studio. For the ones who shyly smiled at me and whose faces lit up when I asked them out first. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones who truly stayed friends after I politely turned them down for anything more. For the ones who truly stayed friends after they politely turned me down for anything more. For the ones who don't splay out their legs on the subway, the bus, the ferry boat, the airplane, the whatever, forcing me to smush my body over to the side. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones who were called punk ass and sissy, who went on to write words in poetry and stories of love, truth, and justice. For the ones who transitioned to another gender and then got the shit beat out of them even more and still stayed gentle, spreading fierce love and joy. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones who are walking three abreast on the sidewalk laughing and do not assume that because I am not a hot 25-year-old, I must walk off the sidewalk in the dirt, but instead they scoot over and share the sidewalk with me. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones who did not leer at me when I was younger, but nodded and said hi respectfully. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones who gave up their seat on the subway for the elder, the sickly, or women with children. This is for the gentle ones, for the ones who, acknowledging a problem, went to anger management classes and sought to be a better person. This is for all the gentle ones. I see you, I honor you, and I love you.
Oh, I love those gentle ones. You know? Definitely makes life taste a lot better. Though I honestly, I don't eat that sugar-free cereal shit. I prefer the actual straight-up life, not the off-brand. And I also don't play the game of life. That game's fucking boring. Monopoly all the way.
Monopoly!
What about the adult game of life?
Yeah, that game's also pretty boring. But anyway, Shayna, come on up here. Yes. But which chair is booby trap? Take it away.
Okay, before I start, I want to say that this is my second to last time here. I'm going to be leaving.
No. Where are you going?
I'm not going to believe it, even if that happens. Whatever.
I'm going to
Will you come back?
I don't know.
Oh, I miss you.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Costa Rica and then to maybe Missouri.
Wow. Same thing.
But yeah, it's hard for me to say that.
You're going to Missouri.
I want to say that. Anyway, here we are at the edge of what love knows, pushing out into the darkness with all of the might of our light in order for love to touch even more. Awaken love in the hearts of all beings. There's a type of codependency that's healthy and a type that's unhealthy. The kind that is healthy is a codependency that is regenerative and leaves all parties involved better off than when they leave. The unhealthy kind is when the parties involved feel drained of energy after the interaction, a degenerative codependency. I believe that as human beings, it's our job to enter into regenerative relationship with all of life, humans and non-human beings. How do we uplift each other in ways that bring joy to all beings, including the ones doing it? I think something to consider is whether or not the uplifter is acting from a place of ego or from a place of love. I've noticed in myself and in others that when one is acting from a place of ego, the interaction easily becomes one of degeneration. People start competing for attention or for whatever their egos are asking for, and love is lost sight of. When people start acting from a place of love, the ones serving and the ones being served are all uplifted, and life is regenerated in a healthy way. This pattern of degeneration can be seen manifested in a larger way in the way we treat the earth. Because of the ceaseless demands of our consumer society, a society based on boosting the ego, we have lost sight of what is best for all beings involved, and we have entered into a degenerative relationship with the planet. The question of this great time on Earth must be one that goes beyond sustainability. I ask how we can change our relationship with the self and with others to be one of regeneration and uplifting. And I do believe it begins with changing one's own mind and way of being in the world. This is the change I wish to see in the world, and I dedicate my life to making this happen.
Well, I believe in you. Absolutely. God, though, this country. I mean, I already said it makes me sick. A lot of it. I mean, we're in this haven that is Eugene, this pretty bubble. God, right now, all these terrible things are happening. You know, there needs to be a change. It does extend beyond just sustainability. It's also just how we treat one another. You know, we can't keep treating people like shit, you know? Far left, far right, you know? Implode! That's the whole thing I talk about in my book series is why there's no more America anymore, why it's New America, is because the left and the right imploded. And then out of that, a dictatorship arose. I mean, a cocktatorship. Sorry. Yeah, cocktator. All right, Andrew.
Andrew!
Come on up. I believe it is your second time reading this.
It is.
Somebody thinks it's sit up.
Yeah, but which one of them is booby trapped?
Indeed.
You
I
decide.
refuse. So I'm just going to come up and do a couple of poems. I got into a fascinating conversation with Andrew, not myself, the other Andrew. Indeed. And decided to change. I'm going to read. I've had a lot of time in my life, a lot of existential dissonance over what I believe to be sanity and insanity and what that means. Your attitudes and your expressions. If you can mold yourself to society, doesn't that make you sane? But if you burst beyond what those norms are created to be, isn't that the definition of insanity? But again, it's a bunch of crap. So, personal responsibility, personal accountability, who you are, what you do, everything. This is called minding my clarity. Dreaming is foolish. I am but a fool, for nothing exists without me. I am the center of all I survey. The rest of you revolve around me. Now, if I can stay clear and sharp as a talon, then perhaps I'll remember to breathe. But frustration is skewing my last point of view, and I'm feeling a bit weak in the knees. Pump me up slowly, set me adrift, and follow as I slowly escape. I am not lost. I'm just looking around for what I believe to be the way. I don't know if I'm right. Never been wrong when defining my doubt or. You see, all this exists because and I'm going too far. Focus eludes me. I must concentrate or get lost on the edge of this dream, embracing the purpose of breathing it all will keep your perspective on me. I have pardoned my soul of every offense, and I've climbed to the top of the wall. The chasm is beckoning me into the maw. I'm resisting temptation to fall. You see, I'll take the credit for every success and the blame for each failure to be. I've constructed my ego to take every blow, as long as they're all aimed at me.
Talk louder, please.
I don't know if I'm right, but I've never been wrong when defining my doubt or belief. You see, all this exists because I say it does. And I'm going. So I've heard a lot tonight, and a lot of things here to talk about male power and the abuse thereof, and how evil that is in society, and I totally agree. I also admit that there was a time in my life that I exercised that power, and did some of those testosterone-fueled, rage-based things. And that has lent to a lot of self-examination, again, about what is sane and acceptable and what is not. This is a very old one, so my memory may fail me, but we'll see. Again, Andrew, I wouldn't have done this without you, so I'm going to go back into this. This is it's called Headlights. Am I crazy or am I just raving? Am I crazy or am I just raging? I can feel adrenaline pumping me into a ballistic frenzy that demands a tighter truth. I abuse my power over another to gain a clearer view. Victims will dance. I chase them wantonly. And they lead me so far astray. I got so lost. I staggered past the answers, trying to relate. Too late. It's in my head. It's in my head. It's in my head. Bearing down on what this means to me has kept me close to sane. Every intention that executes an action, I seem to lose control. Frustration grips me and I am lost in you. Trying to relate. It's in my head. It's in my head. It's in my head. Pumping.
pumping, release denied, I begin to vibrate and draw attention to my needs. Using words as their chosen weapon, people aim their voices at me. Those little fuckers took me down into the depths of my despair, and they left me in my shame. So I became again. I don't know how, or if I'll ever understand. But I know I won. That's all I can do right now.
All right. Yeah. Oh man. Quite the performance.
I know. Yeah.
God, man. So much going on. So we have 5 poets left. Crap. Normally I don't tell you guys that.
That's okay.
Hey, you didn't hear anything.
We'll pretend we're surprised.
Pretend you're surprised. Yeah, that's like me every Christmas. Since I was a kid, it's like, oh yay, I always knew I was getting this because I found the presents to fly. Hey, what kid didn't do that? Oh yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses. Poor kids. They don't get Christmas or birthdays. That's fucked up, man. I mean, not like everyone has to celebrate Christmas or anything, but I'm just saying, you know, it's a day to get stuff.
Get stuff.
Yeah, and they're like, no, the true reason for the who? No, it's commercialism, damn it! Don't bullshit me with your fucking sentimental crap. It's commercialism. Commercialism. Brian. Hello, everyone. Take it away.
This poem is called When the Vessel Dies. Free will and the ability to experience nonsense. The novelty of life as experienced by those who are free thinkers. Life, too seriously? Wear spoons on your noses. Be French fry walruses. Turn around with an orange peel. Push an extra button in the elevator when no one is looking. Get some sidewalk chalk and draw something weird. Dance on the corner to the tune of a street musician. All the small things that make you smile, do them all over again with brazen meticulousness. This is a love letter to the world right from the bottom of my soul. I love you all so much, and I hope every living being on this earth finds happiness. Happiness. When I say happiness, I mean the real kind. The kind attained from compassion. The world is a friendly place filled with so many lost beings. I'm one of them, I know. Learn to destroy the chains we cast upon each other. Destroy the shame of superstition. I believe people were meant to enjoy respecting each other, our lives, our futures. Nothing happens when the vessel dies. It's just non-existence. I won't be sweating it then, so why am I sweating it now? Yeah.
Oh man, oranges. That line about climbing around with an orange peel. I really like that idea. Have you ever eaten a banana peel? Like after you got done with the banana, just like. Hey, don't be ashamed.
Have you?
Well, why would I be asking if I hadn't?
How was it? How was it? Was it tough?
Oh, it was easy. It was also stupid. And I was also fucking crazy.
Did it taste good?
No.
Was it protein?
I mean, this falling on your face tastes good. Exactly. No, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, I'm not judging. Jesse, where are you, Jesse?
Oh, Jesse.
I've been hunting all around the cafe.
Jesse.
Going once, going twice.
Jesse.
3 times. So next week. All right.
Michael,
Okay.
put Michael up there.
Oh, Michael's coming up soon.
Oh.
What about Darlene?
Darlene!
Darlene, are you here?
Darlene! Darlene!
If you're in the room, knock something over.
Apparently getting stoned with Jesse.
I don't know about that. Okay, Michael, come on up here.
You got a shower.
Brian, you are preemptively upgraded to the apocalypse.
Whoa.
First poet of the poetocalypse. And you're the second poet of the poetocalypse.
Yeah, apparently I'm just on the spot being here.
Yeah, normally I
I'm a
give
backup
warning.
poet in case other poets aren't here.
Back up! Woo!
I brought some environmental work, some old work to read to remind everybody that this is the time of year to get back out there and choose a battle. Or sit back and watch. Either way, I'm all about fighting battles, so this will be my way of still fighting, but using the power of the dance. Dog dazed, summertime blues, don't believe the news. Lies in the bed we make, forsake Dharma, lost with the fascination of tribulation. Dog dazed, crazed, the sun blazed, lust raised, loins are on fire, hired guns for fun. Run, son, in Mother Earth's motions of oceans, racing to swallow the cities. Dark days blooming in forests, blooming primordial memory, in atomic memory, in ancient memories, in our memories. Dog dazed and confused by the illusion of concepts realized by lies, surprised, left to their own demise. The fear is near to feeling, reeling its web, the spider said to the fly. Dog dazed of war and peace, release the hounds of hell, the well of truth dried up, and only us to save ourselves. To save ourselves. Dog days of summer, our chance is now. Not then, not tomorrow. Now, this day. Dog. The way. Spotted owl sits in the old growth tree. Do you see the tear in its eye? When do we stop robbing the homes of our ancestors? The wolf's howl tries to reach into our souls, stirring our memories. Awaken, sapiens. Identify intuition. Can we keep what gifts we have left? Dismantle the machine-like thought patterns. Listen for the cry of the wild. Set your bare feet to the bare earth. Bare your heart. Listen to it. It's not a privilege to exterminate. Extinguish extinction now. Look to the tear in our children's eye like the owl. We need to relieve their anguish, make amends to our plundering and raping. Peace lies in the earth, ground to the ground, touch the dirt. Let go of the blame, let's play fair. There is no us and them. You know it's all we. One, just one. Receive the knowledge inside you. It's been there all along, waiting with the patience of all the greatest hunters of truth. We can't make sense out of the chaos of mystery, but we can find the love of life in the mystery of chaos. Look to the tear in your eye.
I got one more, and you should be glad there's not a mic. Because I'm pissed off.
That's not an essay, no.
It's okay. It's okay. Free-range monkeys grazing on industrial spoils. The kings and the gods, not necessarily in that order. Battle over superiority. Yeah, build more roads, more walls, dam the rivers, invade others' commons, fight terrorism with terrorism. Right as might. Yeah, I know. It's off to war. And Earth continues to remind us she doesn't really respect our behavior. Thanks, Mom, it's nice. Let's try. We'll stop acting out on you this way. Yeah. And the monkeys continue to tangle their little libido into a frenzy. More! More! We want it now! We're entitled, we earned it with the sweat of our greed. The gods and the kings, not necessarily in that order, battle over inferiority. What's gone wrong? Didn't we manipulate them accordingly? Must have been those few that felt to our defenses. Damn martyrs. Always looking out for others. And nature wakes up the sleeping bear. The narcosis of lack of consciousness slips away, and the smell of our industry reaches its nostrils. Why couldn't I just sleep through all this insanity? So the monkeys look to the gods, and the gods look to the kings, and the kings look to their wives, and us, the children, look to the bear and ask how. Not necessarily in that order.
Snap. Oh man, a trifecta.
Yeah.
God, though. Fucking election year, that's all. I don't know, I'm not stuck on how fucked up this country is. I know, it's like taffy, but I always really like your imagery a lot.
Page 2 for president.
No.
Nobody
I don't know, man. I don't think I want to be president. God, if I found a political cartoon of myself like that, what would they exaggerate on? What would they exaggerate? Would they like fuck up my teeth or something? I'd be like, here comes President Otter, except I wouldn't be President Otter, I'd be President actual last name. I'd be like, my fellow Americans, I got too much power. half of you hate me. The other half make memes about me. Therefore, I am going to start making memes about all of you. That is how I will use the Patriot Act. To just make memes about everyone.
We'll just set it outside in the grass.
God, memes. Fast food information. Who wants some fries? Fuck it. We got 2 poets left. The first of which is Muhammad. Who has not been here in a while.
Yay, you're back. Welcome back.
Good to see you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you too, buddy.
Yeah, hydrate yourself good.
You cut your hair. I didn't notice you.
I did. I donated.
Donated. Oh man, that was beautiful hair, man. Making me sad.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay. All right. Well, take it away. And if you want any more water, just let me know.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
It's like 50 HP every time you drink it.
The planet sucked dry. Plastic planet, we wonder why. Who planned it? Must die. Killing for supply, then deny. Soon we lose our minds. Chemical lines in the sky up high. I'm surprised birds fly. More we realize, more we running out of time. Population only recently recognized. Earth's materials stolen from vehicles. Creations created, affected our population. Mother Nature neglected. Earthquakes are expression. Thunder is aggression. Cloudy days are frustration. See, our planet demonstrates it's too late for the human race. Heart racing, I keep movement to find inspiration. A music celebration, good vibes with positive intention. Words pure, smooth to hear with a melody, with a energy, making polluted air clear. I fear our world's dying from us surviving. Waves of violence and destruction, silent sound around. On water on the ground, peaceful once found. Correct steps, respect death. Never would expect the end to come next. Before arrest, I'ma do my best. R.I.P. to the ones far away. Here I stay, for now I pray. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love the crowd here. This one I wrote by a river. Short. I rode to the river as life went quicker. See what nature delivers while I rode reefer. I turned left, seen the sunset, then took a breath. Life's most beautiful portrait, naturally influencing my mindset. Life's a time test. Watch every footstep. No one could expect. Well, I'm next to the river, trying to get higher. Lost focus, tempting desires. If you notice, I'm a conscious poet, flowing with the flow of an ocean, seas. Don't forget rivers in Eugene. I'm right by the trees with long lives, giving me a seat with roots, supplying energy to survive. While closing my eyes, I express compressed dreams. Blazing papers, no name strain, safer, she lost her brain, giving it like change, never be the same, like trades for fame, fast and furious lanes, racing death on a freeway, going the opposite way, speaking prophecies before grave, hoping there's more than money and sickness, while I witness destruction, prophets of killing, the kids being born by undeveloped parents, affecting growth and progression, learn lesson, life's a blessing. Can't see it, too much depressing. The weight is compressing. Yeah. I said it was the last one. It was my last written. I'll just try a little freestyle too.
All right.
I the respect that the crowd gives me here. I don't know every individual, but I know that I at least feel every individual, listening. So I respect it.
Thank you.
So there's not enough time. I gotta find that right rhyme to express what's inside. I open minds, just trying to find a right dream. If you feel how I feel, we could be on the same stream. That water stream, if it's good, if it's clear, it's pure. If it isn't, it's toxic. I don't want to mess with it. I witness they doing some bad stuff, destruction. I don't know why they like that stuff. I never wanted guns, but they're always talking about that stuff. Me, I just want to chill. Why can't we chill and improve how we will? But this is more than ill, a sickness, so I gotta be sicker than them. So right now I have to kill. Doesn't mean I'm harder than them in the streets like I bang, but this is me and this life I claim, so I gotta be harder than them. So with this freestyle I witness, and if you witness, we could all be together with this. And this is just my spirit sprinting to find a journey. I don't know what this is.
Oh man, I've been craving the river real bad. It's just like, this boiling heat has been very inspiring. It's nice to have you back. That was a good variety.
Yeah.
And that freestyle was awesome! Bullshit, freestyling's so difficult, It's one of those things that I don't know if I could do that. Or at least not well. All right, we have reached the final poets before the after show of Frightening Nightmare that I will leave you.
Oh no!
All right, Eric, get up here. Eric.
Good intro, James.
Ah, shucks. Oh, you want to?
I guess not.
You can use the microphone if you want.
Like too
Go,
much
Eric!
Thank you.
Take it away.
So I've got 3 things for you tonight. One of them is a poem. The first work is about the way that others have, sort of influenced me, and despite all efforts to avoid it. But maybe if I had good influences, I wouldn't struggle so hard. But that isn't the case. So anyways, this is done in the style of sound terrorism. You might remember some of the poems that have been done in that style. If you don't know that's the name of it, that's fine, but I'm sure you'll recognize it when you hear it. This is called The Metaporpoises. I've been writing poems, tomes of poems within, so listen as to the corruption of my hygienes, ribonucleic acid flashbacks, the keys to unlock my genes and not have genes, for I have re-become like aquatic, changing for $1, make me holler into water. I am becoming a new ship, my thesis, my bonnet ship. All the parts are switched and swapped to a new ship. Is it still thesis? For now it is swapped and now my blowhole, I fear being caught, the net around me. I am not tuna, I'm Tuna, just swing low. Coming, going, goes on particles. We're halfway there, living on a prayer. To release the ship, leaving the harbor, Bon Jovi. And I goes, my nose is a bottle, like flip on, flip off, flippers, flip on, flip. Where am I? What do I see? The sea to see. I'm sinking, seeking motion, waves, vibrations, like. This is what I see. A pelican sinking and dead.
Don't tell me you're not salty. I see the way deer look at you. I see the way deer look at your bobbing buoys and my nose is bottle. I can locate, echo. My jeans are undone and then redone, and I am now aquatic life in the water. Water? Never met her. But I have finally found my purpose in life. So this poem, it's a bit more serious in nature. It's about, I don't know, I guess you could call it maybe a burden of being, a white man. And the struggles that come with it. So I guiltily present an apology for being on the heavy side of inequality. Sure is hot today, at least I'm white. Summertime is a struggle. The waves of heat leave my mind muddled. I'm never more alone, I moan. My girl says it's too hot to cuddle. How she does disappoint. The beauty of the day is cruel. Only a fool could miss the counterpoint. The rising heat of these days catalyzes tendencies of mine to laze, indicated by the ways that I rhyme point with point. I look up to the sky to find that my eyes glaze. The blue sky leaves me feeling bad, but a tiny voice speaks up whenever I feel sad. Hey, cheer up, white man. You're cis and white and male. Is it really all that bad? And cheer up right away I must. It isn't all that bad. While I marinate in my own musk and risk to burn instead of tan. Hardly a reason to feel down with my patriarchy all around. No one questions my identity. More comforting than any breeze. The heat no longer bothers me. In fact, I feel a chill. Brr. That's the relief of being born on the contented sign of rape culture. I don't need to feel alone, and I don't need to be subtle. I can look my girl in the eyes and say, I'll take your cuddles. I'm a cis white man, I take what I want. No questions asked, no ifs and or buts. And if you refuse, I will take your butt. I am the incarnate of oppression. And if I rape my girl, they call it a microaggression. That really hurts my feelings. As I lay down and stare up at the ceiling, allow me to mansplain. I refuse discourse, and that feels good. I feel grand. I'll never show remorse. Can I get an amen from my brothers in the crowd?
Amen.
I say, can I get an amen?
Amen.
Hallelujah. Don't fret my cultural appropriation. It's to be expected from one of my station. Let whites take your culture. Picking away like vultures. It's safer when whites are left to their own devices, because it can only cause a crisis. When we celebrate ourselves, we can be quite naughty. Case in point, Nazis. Skinheads. KKK. It seems that it is serial, and that's because our culture is obviously bacterial. So let's be real. Being white is easy, but it forms a schism because we're genetically programmed to be really good at racism. The fact is others, non-whites, they can't have our practice. Against whites, you can only be reverse racist, and that's because the sapiens killed and bred out Neanderthal natives, and we are those descendants unknowingly seeking Neanderthal vengeance. So when I feel bad, I look in a mirror, and all is set right. I sleep easy at night, knowing I'm all white. Reading this poem has really been a privilege for me. And in honor of my theme tonight of white celebration, oh, never mind then. We'll save the spooky story for next week.
Oh, that's holy shit. God, that's awesome. Anyone in the audience offended?
You got some explaining to do.
Okay, good.
Hey, he neglected to mention that white people get sunburned, and it really sucks.
Don't worry. That's why I'm here to say the sun is an asshole. And if you don't believe me, look. And if you don't believe me, I have a whole shitty quality video about that on my official Facebook artist page. But whatever. Anyway, so I happen to have a lovely, positive story to read to you.
Yay! Watch out, now you know.
Yeah, of course we will.
You're pretending it's scary, right?
Yeah, I'm totally pretending. I'm pretending all the way.
It's for people.
Oh, it's actually PG-14.
Woo! He's back.
There you go. That was like magic.
Anyone want to sit in that chair? No. I dare someone. But you can't heckle me, because that's bullshit.
I ain't shook, James.
All right. I don't know why I did this. Anyway, in this unfriendly place, a charge nurse never sleeps. Sasquatch sighs in black mold cake scrubs, mildew circling doll-like around its irises. Little emotion grunts, the long rubbery chewed-up nose. Slightly a medical mask canopies just above its lacerated, inflamed neck. A black hole mouth. Every breath sounds suffocated and desperate. I'm starting to wonder if they ever take him off. Maybe the dressing was already inside the bird. It was guts. Laughing gas is an easy high, as long as you give up trying to fight it. The surgeon reminds me I need to take a deep breath. Blink once for what I used to see as the real world, the true world, physical and beautiful. So I thought. Bird shit walls. The room is getting smaller. It inhales and pulsates, tiles rippling, splitting ends. I blink. Everything is bigger than me. So large, it's hard to calculate what is going on 2 seconds back. My chest is wet. The room is empty. I struggle to move. A sharp, stinging pain. My hands are free. The morphine drip is empty. I was strapped down. Now I'm not. The loneliness of this situation. The lights blink on and off between worlds. I have heard stories, portals in the subconscious. They can open up during times of extreme stress or confusion. Don't get up. I fight the voices, sitting up straight. The room keeps blinking between states. One thing is certain. A deep cavity in my stomach. My entrails entrap me, dangling like party banners. My heart and liver breathe in glass jars. I can see myself. No more muscle, all bone, skin like burning paper. It's all pain. Life is. This must be the secret hell inside me. My own personal nightmare. Is there any way to wake up? Or is this where I will be from now on? I will never care about my health. Drink a fifth, bought with what little wealth I had still to bargain with. I was close to having a heart attack, broken noses. I lived in a hospital for a few years. Now I'm ready to be preserved. A shining example to all the drunks, all the people who believe they have a means to repent. I am trying to make sense of the madness. Why am I being punished? Do we all have to suffer a similar fate? My hospital bed is filling with a sandy-like feeling. It's warm, comfortingly grainy. I feel it mostly in my legs, a deflating sensation, a balloon slowly descending into traffic, peacefully waiting for death. I'm burning right now. My body is resting in an oven. When you die, all the memories you had go away. They were a gift when you had them, even the bad ones, because back then you were still playing the game. Who I was and what I used to be don't matter no more. I have some punishment to enjoy. This is my personal hell, and you have yours too. Just wait. One day you will find it. It will find you. And maybe you will make it out okay. I doubt it though. Don't get your hopes up. Death is what gives our lives reason. Don't try to run. It will break your legs. It will take it all away. Enjoy the ride before it gets derailed. Anyway, that was a very positive poem. It was enlightening. It had a lot of happy moments. There's like a talking cat, all this shit. No, I figured, a few weeks ago I was saying that I'd read a horror story, and I never did. Mainly because the last few horror stories I wrote were like 12 pages long, and the show went on way too long after that. Anyway, hopefully you guys don't have terrible nightmares after that. Woo! On the bright side, you get to wake up. Not like that.
Yeah.
Or girl. I didn't specify in gender. Well,
All of the above.
Thank you, James.
Thanks.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. Everyone who's come out tonight, y'all bring life to this event. I'm so happy that so many of you have come out to see this and to participate. And, it's really become a great community. And I look forward to next Tuesday and the Tuesday after that. And I will hopefully see you there.
Yeah!
And thanks for watching.
Yeah!
All one of you.
All one of you.
Throw it on our Facebook while you're here.
Yeah, he was my middle school theater. I don't know that well, but my friend Diana, whose wedding I was in.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
What's
good? Small harvest.
So you gotta go to Cameron. Nice to meet you.